Have you ever been in the middle of speaking English, and suddenly your mind goes totally blank? You know that feeling, right? That strange moment of silence, when the words you wanted to say just disappear from your brain. And then you can almost feel the panic starting inside. Maybe your heart beats faster, maybe your face feels a little hot, maybe you want to just run away from the conversation. It's almost like your brain is a computer and suddenly it shows a 404 error message, nothing is loading. Well, here's the truth, this happens to everyone. Not just English learners, even people who were born speaking English forget words or lose their train of thought sometimes. I've been there many, many times, first as a learner, and even now as a confident speaker. Sometimes I just forget the word I want to use. Welcome to episode 3 of How to Speak English Confidently. In this episode 1 I'm gonna give you some secrets of how famous influencers or speakers cover their nervousness so smoothly that you don't even feel. So let's get started. Now, I'm going to share something that will change the way you feel in those moments. Think of it as your secret speaking toolkit. I'll give you 10 very simple, ready-to-use phrases that you can use instantly when your brain freezes, plus a few extra tips to make you sound confident, even if inside you feel nervous or lost for words. Tip number 1, buying time phrases. Sometimes, you just need a few seconds to think. But if you stay completely silent, it feels awkward, both for you and for the other person. These buying time phrases fill that silence and give your brain a moment to catch up, while still keeping the conversation moving. 1. Let me think for a second. Simple, honest, and polite. It tells the other person you are preparing your answer. Example, someone asks you a question in a meeting, you can say this before you start answering. 2. That's a good question. This one is great because it not only buys you time, but it also makes the other person feel like their question was smart. Example, if someone asks you, what's your long-term goal? You can start with this. 3. Give me a moment. Direct and clear. Example, you can use this when you need a little pause before replying to a detailed question. Tip number 2, filling gaps phrases. Sometimes, you know what you want to say, but you can't find the exact word right away. These phrases keep you talking while you search for it. They are like little bridges in the conversation. 1. You know. Very natural in casual speech. Often followed by a short pause or a small hand gesture. Example, you know, when you're trying to learn something new, and it feels impossible at first? 2. Actually. Good for starting a thought, making a correction, or adding extra detail. Example, actually, I think there's another way to solve this. 3. Well. Excellent for starting an answer when you need a moment. Example, well, I guess we could try a different approach. Tip number 3, redirecting questions phrases. Sometimes, you want more time to think about your answer, or maybe you're not sure what to say yet. By redirecting the question back to the other person, you keep the conversation going and you also learn their perspective. 1. What do you think? Very useful in both casual and professional conversations. Example, if someone asks, do you like this new design? You can reply, what do you think? 2. I'm curious about your opinion. A bit more formal, but it works well in discussions or meetings. Example, I'm curious about your opinion. How would you handle this problem? Tip number 4, clarifying while you think phrases. This is one of my favorites. These phrases not only buy you time, but they also make sure you really understand the other person's question before answering. 1. Do you mean? Repeat the question in your own words. This helps you check your understanding and gives you time to think. Example, do you mean the challenge with the budget, or with the deadline? 2. Just to be clear. Restate what you think they mean. This also makes you sound professional and focused. Example, just to be clear, are you asking about our short-term plan or the long-term one? Example in a real conversation. Let's say you're at a business meeting, and someone asks you a big question. Person A: so, with the new market trends, what do you think will be our biggest problem next quarter? Me: that's a good question. Let me think for a second. Well, I think the biggest problem, actually, it's going to be connecting the new software to our old system. Do you mean in terms of technology or the team? See how that worked? The conversation kept moving, and I stayed calm. Confidence mindset tip. Please remember this: mistakes are completely normal. I've made them, you've made them, and even the best public speakers in the world make them. The difference is, they've learned how to deal with it. They don't freeze or let the moment take over. They keep talking, they recover smoothly, and most of the time, you don't even notice anything went wrong. I've been in situations where I forgot a word or said something awkward, and honestly, people didn't care. They were still focused on my message. That's when I realized, the real goal isn't to speak without a single mistake, the goal is to keep the conversation alive. Communication is the point, not perfection. Body language tip. Something else I learned along the way: even if you're nervous inside, your body can help you look confident on the outside. A small smile, gentle eye contact, speaking at a steady pace, these little things make a huge difference. When I need a moment to think, I might nod, glance slightly upward, or make a small, thinking gesture with my hand. These signals show I'm engaged in the conversation, even if my brain is busy finding the right words. It's almost like your body is backing you up while your mind catches up. Here's what I want you to do. Pick just 3 phrases from the list we covered today. For example, let me think for a second. You know. What do you think? Don't try to master all 10 right now. I learned the hard way that trying to use too much at once just makes you overthink. Start with 3, use them in your next English conversation, and let them become natural for you. Once they feel easy, you can add more. This is exactly how I built my own confidence, step by step. Final thought. Confidence in speaking English does not come from knowing every single word in the dictionary. It comes from knowing what to do when you don't know what to say. It comes from keeping the conversation alive and staying connected. You've got this. Now go out there and practice.